Nah, 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 nah. And his arm came off. God damn it, Neca.
ShinRobjira.
Today we're going to be talking about the Neca Godzilla 1994 figure, the Neca Burning Godzilla figure, and the Neca Lootcrate DX Primal exclusive Reactor Glow Godzilla. Now, unfortunately, or fortunately in my case, I didn't purchase any of the reissues of 94 or Burning Godzilla, so I don't have any boxes to show off because all these figures came in those blister pack packages. So without further ado, let's just get started. Starting off with the dorsal fins, I think they look pretty good. Nice detail, decent paint applications going on. They do somewhat trail off into a bit of a blue color before they eventually just kinda get into the tip of the tail over here. I'm not really opposed to the blue hue that's featured on the figure and his dorsal fins, but it's a thing that I've seen people not too crazy about, so yeah. I do very much like that the dorsal fins on the back of Godzilla's neck are going to be painted. I like that this little row over here on the sides over here is going to be painted. Dorsal fin wise, 94 Goji is just fine. And then we're gonna get more of that blue hue on his toes and even on his claws as well. I'm not exactly sure what they were going for with this paint application, but it's a thing. And depending on what kind of lighting you have this guy under, you can actually see some weird bluish greens on his body as well. Again, not sure what they were really doing with that, but I kinda don't mind it. That being said, the detail on Godzilla's body, his skin overall, is very nicely done. I think Neca knocked that out of the park. Most of my complaints are more so going to be with the eyes than the head overall. I think the likeness is decent enough, but these eyes clearly weren't painted on correctly. I mean, you know, we got the red, we got the yellow, we've got the black, we've got the white highlight on there. But in the way that white highlight was painted, it looks like they were supposed to be pupils, and Godzilla's kind of looking off to the side a little bit. Yeah, it's not great. Not at all, really. But the detail do be sublime. Now, I would like to show you more of the inside of the mouth, but unfortunately, I cannot. Why is that, you might be asking? Well, this guy's head is broken. Yeah, I tried to swivel his head, and the ball joint snapped right in half. So fuck. But with what little paint and detail we can see with the teeth and the inside of the mouth, I guess it's okay for $25, even though some of the teeth on this side aren't even fully painted. And I'm only noticing this now, but this guy's got a bit of an underbite. That's something that plagued these releases quite a bit from what I can remember. There, you can definitely see that splotch of bluish green, right? Yeah, that bluish green is kind of strewn about at random all over the figure. I imagine that's something they fixed with the reissue, but likewise, I think we're done here. Detail, paint and detail, paint and detail. So as far as 94 boy goes over here, I'm going to give him a solid star in terms of details because the details are really nice. Paint-wise, it's going to be a bit of a flip-flop flippity-doozer. The dorsal fins I'm going to give a solid star in terms of paint because I think they look fantastic. Everything about the head paint-wise is just going to be half a star for me. The claws and toes aren't really supposed to be a bluish color, I think, but I enjoy it and I think it works just fine, so yeah. Solid star. And if you couldn't already tell, no, this guy is not making it to the articulation portion of this review because of the head and, well, cough. Yeah, this guy's arm and hand likes to pop off a lot. Now, mind you, this was the first print release of this figure, so I imagine a lot of the issues that I do have with this guy were probably fixed even before the reissue, because that's something Neca liked to do. So if you have another version of this release that wasn't in the poster box, let me know. Was this improved upon? You don't need to tell me if the reissue / poster box version was better than this, because just from the pictures I've seen, I already know it's better than this. But anyway. Burning Godzilla. So right up front, the eyes, while not perfect, are much better than the 1994 version. The translucent patchiness of Burning Godzilla's burning patches are simply sublime. I love it. The toes are still going to be this weird bluish hue color with some of that blue on his feet. Same with the nails over here. But the big kicker about this release was the translucent dorsal fins, and yeah, I still really like how these things look. They're a bit on the messy side with the painted black centers over here, mostly because it kind of doesn't match up with the rest of the figure. Granted, I know that's how it's supposed to be, but, you know, you see what I'm saying here. It's not bad. I'm not going to take points off for it, but it's definitely not the mold saver I originally thought it was. I do, however, really like how the translucency kind of gets painted over towards the base of the tail, and then once we move into the base of the tail, we're going to go back to a very chalky white until it kind of just trails off into little strands of white. It seems just about every Godzilla figure producing company has taken their artistic liberties with Burning Godzilla's tail. Sometimes they trail off into a white, sometimes it's all white, sometimes they're all orange, or in Bandai's case, sometimes they're just all jet black. But with Neca, I feel like they hit a good point here. It trails off right into white. I do kind of wish the trailing effect started to really solidify around here, because over here it feels kind of sudden. It's like there's a sudden stop. But overall, I give Neca credit. They did a pretty dang good job with this. And it's pretty clear that only the body, the thighs, the biceps, and shoulder blades moving into the neck were the only things that were really changed overall. Because the arms appear solid, unless they're the exact same thing and they just painted over it with extra black paint, to which, hey, you could have fooled me, and you might have. Same thing with the shins and feet. Although I'm not going to lie, I probably would have splooged my skivvies had Neca did a fully translucent red and orange Burning Godzilla figure. But SH Monster Arts beat them to it. I mean, Bandai beat them all to it. Well, technically, SH Monster Arts is... Never mind specifics. Taking a closer look at the inside of the mouth over here, loads and loads of teeth, a nice tongue. The teeth paint is still a little spotty on the front, and a bit on the side. This side definitely fared better. The eyes, though. Oh man, they're a little crooked, just a tiny bit, but for the most part, Neca nailed it so well. He do be having some gravy stains on his face, though. Godzilla's a messy eater. Can't blame him. Mom's cooking. But a little bit of the same is going to be said, as I'm sure you could guess. It's fully the 1994 release with a little bit of new added to it, yet somehow, yeah, still suffers from some very easy to lose appendages. Loose appendages aside, I am going to give this guy a solid star in terms of details because, just like 94, pretty good. Except this time, I'm gonna have to give him a solid star in terms of paint, even with the teeth being a little finicky and him having a spooge on the top of his head. Just because I do believe the blackened skin on this was painted on. Yeah, not crazy about the teeth. Yeah, the blackened centers of the dorsal fins are a little nyeh. But for the most part, I would definitely call this an improvement over the 1994 figure. Oh yeah, look at that boy shine. Can you even see that? Probably not. Future Rob, cut to some translucent footage now. Good evening. We are filming in the dark to showcase translucency and glow-in-the-darkiness. Alright, take a look at the dorsals first. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this man is shining. He looks like dried Sunny D over here, but for the most part, I think Neca did a great job. What really sends me is just the body. I mean, look at that. Oh, yes. Oh my god. If Neca did a light up feature for their Burning Godzilla, that would have been so very peak. I mean, look at the, oh my, this pretty much just confirms the painted on black skin and everything. Oh, dude. Yes. Oh. It looks like all of it. Oh, yeah, wait. Okay, I'm seeing some hints and glints of orange coming through the hand especially. But hey, yo, look at that. Look at how those details just light on up. Not seeing anything for the head, though. The head might have actually been the only thing on this figure that wasn't translucent orange, but still the neck, the torso. Let's move this arm out of the way, actually. Look at that. Oh, so very cool. So I'm gonna have to give translucency a solid star because it's translucent and it looks great. I imagine a lot of photographers out there probably had a field day with this. Anyway, let's cut back to future past Rob of today's past. Yeah, cutting back. Golly gee, that was fun. Now let's talk about Reactor Glow Godzilla. Ah, Reactor Glow Goji, an anomaly of Neca releases. Man, the rumors surrounding this thing when he first popped up online were friggin' hilarious. It's a bootleg, it's a real release, it's an exclusive to something. Nobody friggin' knew until it was officially announced that he would be a Lootcrate DX exclusive. Tried and true, this guy is Burning Godzilla with green patches. I do have somewhat of the same complaint when it comes to dorsal fins, but hey, black and neon green Godzilla dorsal fins, love to see more of that there. We're going to get the same kind of trailing off effect right at the base of the tail, moving into the base of the tail, this time with a little bit more color. And then essentially the dorsal fin. You know, I never noticed that the tail end right here, the bendy wire tail, really doesn't match. We got that one chunk of white, and then the rest is kind of like this dark navy-ish gray-blue. Interesting, to say the least. I do believe the same thing Neca implemented with Burning Godzilla was done here. Casted him in some glow-in-the-dark plastic, spray-painted the black bits on there, and you know, the whole novelty of it all is really cool. I mean, this is a bit of a rare Neca piece these days, but all things considered, a little bit of everything is a rare piece of Neca and Godzilla history because holy fuck! But even while the line was still alive and well, this guy was one elusive biche, as the Loot Crate Primal DX box sold out pretty quickly. Not super quickly, but quickly-ish enough. Yet again, I think my one major complaint with this figure is going to be on the head with these eyes. Sweet Jesus of Nazareth, man. You know, it's a shame because this figure always gave off rush job. I feel like Loot Crate or Neca kind of decided on this a bit last minute and they kind of just rushed him in and out of production here. And originally, such things were a little bit more apparent with the figure, but thankfully, I fixed a bunch of those things. Granted, I didn't fix all of them, unfortunately. Check this out. This guy falls apart quicker than I did at my Valentine's Day dance in 2004. But these arms would fall off pretty easily. Case in point. And the head would fall off pretty easily back in the day too. But thankfully, I think that's something that I actually fixed. So, hooray! Actually try pulling the head off, Rob. Alright, usually that's a lot easier to do. A little bit more of the same, bluish-green claws, bluish-green toes with hints of that crawling up his leg, black and green, black and green, black and green, black and green. Ironically enough, I think between Burning Godzilla and 94 Goji, this guy's got the best looking grills. Right side, front side, left side, yeah. And I believe the inside of the mouth is a bit glossier and darker as compared to the other two. Oh yeah, definitely a bit darker in comparison. Now, let's see it. Oh no. Fuck it. I'm going to give Reactor Glow Goji over here a solid star in terms of detail, a solid star in terms of paint when it comes to the body, yeah, those eyes are gonna get an X. Best teeth in the game, but easily the worst eyes. That is just the epitome of messy. And yeah, it looks like Heisei Godzilla. They all kind of look like Heisei Godzilla. Do they look like Heisei Godzilla to the best of Neca's abilities? Probably not. But before we crown the best of the three, let's bring in a truly fantastic figure over here. Rebirth Godzilla. Easily the best looking figure here, I do say. I mean, is there really any kind of contest here? SH Monster Art slaps Neca right across the tushy, and there is no contest. Zero. I'm answering for you at this point. Dorsal fins? Absolutely owned. Head sculpt? Zero contest. I mean, no. Proper toenail paint, proper claw paint, a very totally not puny looking tail. SH Monster Arts clears easily. Are you happy now? Can I finish this off, good sir? Well, if you can openly agree with me that SH Monster Arts has the better figure this time around, I'll leave. Yeah, I'm not even going to argue with you. SH Monster Arts has the better Heisei Godzilla. Can you go the fuck away now? In time, I will be back. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I had to have my glasses on. My eyes are all fucky today. Anyway, who's the best Heisei Goj? Is it this guy? Probably not, because fuck off? Is it Burning Boy or is it Rave Burning Boy? You guys probably already know. And had I not have been able to fix Reactor Glow Goji, I would have gone with Burning Godzilla, but between the three, Reactor Glow Goji is my favorite. Granted, I had to fix some of the issues this guy shipped out with, and I do have a bit of a bias for wild paint jobs, as I stated in the past. I still think this guy out of the three is the best, mostly because, yeah, the green and the glow in the dark feature, and because he falls apart the least out of the three now. Go figure. The glow up. Let's hit him with some UV lightage, and look at how he lights up, dude. Oh my god. But anyway, let's see the fruits of our labor. My arm is falling asleep. Oh yeah, dude. Okay, that side didn't get too much of a charge, but this side certainly did. The eyes, dude. The eyes. The eyes look so nice. Well, the one eye. Let's give him a good old recharge from the front. Yes! Oh my god, I love it so much. I would have taken a fully glow-in-the-dark Godzilla figure from Neca. Like, all of this just glowing. I would have loved it. Now let's show some love to the back of the figure. Alright, let's see where we're at. Oh, yes, dude. Look at that. The details even show up pretty nicely, too. Much to my surprise. Oh, my god. We need more good glow-in-the-dark Godzilla figures. We really do. Yeah, that glow-in-the-dark feature is going to get a solid star out of me. I wish it held its charge a little bit more. I feel like they held their charge a lot better when I was a kid. Just glow-in-the-dark figures overall, you know? But for real, what we get with this guy? Mwah, cinema. I'll take 12. Starting at the head, you can look down about that far, not very far. You can look up about that far, not very far. At the neck, you can look down about that far, and you can look back up about that far, which is actually pretty far. Nice. Mouth can open and close. Can't really go much farther than this. If you push it, I think you're gonna break it, so yeah. There you go. You can do a full swivel at the head, a full swivel at the neck. Arms can move up and down like so, as well as out and in. Full rotation. You're gonna get some rotation at the bicep over here. A nice bend in at the elbow, as well as a bend out. Swivelier at the elbow. Swivel at the wrist. The wrist is also on a ball joint, but it really doesn't do much. There's also going to be a hinge at the palm, so you can bring Godzilla's fingers up and down, up and down. At the torso over here, you will be able to get Godzilla to look pretty far down, and wow, that might be the best ab crunch of the series. I think you could bring him back up like so for a full rotation at said torso, and I'm pretty sure, yep, he can rock from side to side. Hell yeah. And now, no! You'll get some rotation at the tail, loosen some areas, tighten others. I mean, damn, just give me a break today, Neca Godzilla, please. We're going to have a ball joint over here, as well as a bendy wire at the tip of the tail. Make no mistake, Neca bendy wires still scare the absolute Christ out of me. And now, let's make an attempt. Full swivel at the thigh over here. Not as bad. We'll get a nice bend at the knee, or decent bend at the knee. Oh, yeah, there's more. Gonna get a nice swivel at the foot over here with a little bit of pivot. Nothing crazy. And now, I mean, let's give it a shot. I have ascended to a higher plane of being. No fucking shit. Can it? Wow, our first successful knee swivel in this series. Let's count our blessings. Let's try the other side. This is the best Neca Godzilla figure of all time. Best of the series. Easily. We're done. Obviously, I'm joking. Far from the best of the series, but hey, knee swivel. It worked. I'm gonna give this guy, and by extension, 94 in Burning Godzilla, a solid star in terms of articulation. Yeah, it doesn't beat SH Monster Arts, not even friggin' close. I don't think they were even trying, but for $25, you get a pretty decently articulated Godzilla figure that looks like a burnt booger. Bit of a downgrade as compared to that of their 2014 figure, but still not too bad. While I would definitely still back up what I said in my prior review, I really do wish these figures had received somewhat of a full-on upgrade to kind of match the quality of that of Godzilla 1989. For what they are, they're still pretty cool figures. And like always, it was better spending $25 on these than however many dollars SH Monster Arts was charging. Although their Rebirth Goji was only $70 or something like that when I picked it up, so And from what I have seen of the reissues of Burning and Standard Godzilla over here, it seems the paint and the overall vibe of the figures did receive an upgrade. So it's really looking like I missed out on those. But regardless, younger fan, older fan, big budget, small budget, I'd still say these are welcomed releases into anybody's collection. I just so wish that Reactor Glow Godzilla actually, you know, came out beyond being a Loot Crate exclusive. I do so hope you all enjoyed this review. I think we're just about nearing the halfway point of Necathon, so please do stick with me.
And who knows, maybe we'll even get a Shamathon video out at some point.
Oh, don't you worry there, SH Butt Baby Robjira.
That's not my name.
Yeah, it's not your name, but you sure act like it.
Well, they ought to call you ShinRob Procrastinates Too Goddamn Much Jira then.
You know what? That's not too bad. I'd put that on some merch. Anyway, everybody, peace out. Have yourselves a lovely day, afternoon, and night.
And week or weekend.
And when next we meet, we're going to be talking about Ghidorah.
Is it my boy's time already? We're skipping right to the very best?
Oh, you fucking moron! Playmates Ghidorah. God, I just want to knock you over the head and throw you into a tub of battery acid. Bye, everybody.
Harambe lives, and he is a mug.